Okay, let's talk to him in Philia. Heretical harassment. Ophelia appears eager to welcome you back to Reverend's Toll. Greetings, Violet. Alphonse tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here in the Rising Stones. Tartu is cooperating with Alphonse to see that all is in readiness. So I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived to Reverend's Toll of late, and I wonder if Stapa might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there is aught to be he requires? Okay, let's go and talk to him. What can I do for you, Violet? I thought you would have your hands full helping out with this new arm of silence. Ha! I barely noticed your recruits arrive. It was barely a tickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. While I appreciate your offer of aid, it is more your burden that concerns me. I'm told that the trial company will answer directly to the Incillion, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Staffman, the shipment, we couldn't... Godswoman, what befell? We were bringing a shipment to Reverend's Toll, provisions, earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over into Mortona, we were set upon by migrants. I believe they may have been heretics. They were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. There is naught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but the smart soldiers are here to find. Take your rest and have someone along to tend with those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate? House for Toms. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see that they are advised on the development. Violet, were you not on good terms with the Knights of the Four Toms? I'll be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize that I contradict my earlier hopes for lighting your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. Thank you for your understanding. I'm certain Lord Hoshfont would be glad of your assistance. Okay, so we need to go to Camp Dragonhead. Here we are. Hoshfont. Well, if it isn't my fine friend, Violet Halfmoon, would you care for a plate of roast kaku? Some mulled wine? No, I see you have not come into my hall merely to escape a biting cold. I was in fact on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Robert's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. When the cold sets in, Lord Hoshfont awaits confirmation of the reason for your visit to Camp Dragonhead.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurth's soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Forton does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Halone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Okay. Let's go to Whitebrim Front. Violet, is there aught you could ask of me? Pray speak plainly. I am a man of action, and I need no honeyed words. Oh, on the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the Fury, but you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, then, it is a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to invade our most able trackers. But it is not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of the righteous favor. It is unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhaps you would care to question one of the recent victims? As late would have it, Your arrival came moments after a trader was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to the infirmary. Soon he has regained some use of his facilities. The merchant may recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Okay. Let's go and talk to this merchant. Upstairs? Yeah, here he is. Tell you what happened? Why yes, of course, I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly blackhearts. I was travelling my usual route to White Brimfront when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground. Several heretics were raffling around my cargo. Arms, armour, crystals, they were taking everything. 'Twas that one of them noticed my leery gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they were hauling my goods, but you will not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle that I survived at all. I will not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Okay, let's go and search the wilds. Alright, I'll Snowcloak. Botany, I think, or armory. God, you draw your weapon, fool. Wait, I recognize you, Venture. You are come seeking the heretics. Then we should share a common purpose. We are on patrol here by chance. We chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we have had them cornered in this ravine, and yet they are gone, vanished like icy wraiths. You glimpsed a woman atop of the cliff? Could it be Iceheart herself? Come to sneer at our folly? And where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall. Some hidden tunnel and escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. It would be best if we return to White Riverfront and lay our suspicions before Lord Dinamont. Okay? Violet, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found near Stonecloak were some of my finest, and they could be bested so handily. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat of the heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at this notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. It would be ill-advised to plunder unprepared into what may be very well be the lair of the enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Hoshfond of our discoveries, and he will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from the justice so for long. Okay. Let's go back to Camp Dragonhead.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart? Indeed, and this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Let's return to Revenant's Toll. Okay, where is Stefan? There he is. But it's good to see you return to the Toll. How fares you in the frozen wastes of Corypheus? House Thomas is to send us a second shipment, and my send thanks to Lord Hoshfond for his continued generosity. Yet, even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it would attract even greater numbers of those who would do us harm. In the name of greed and power, all of us, Alpha's new recruit included, must remain vigilant against such threats. To stop him again. Brave new companions, staff learning this news on the progress of the inaugural ceremony. While you were away in Crufius, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed, although Tartarus seems somewhat flustered. I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you go and head back to the Rising Stones and see if your frantic receptionist could do with a hand. Let's go and save Tartaru. These parchments need to be sorted, and these documents, why are they even here? Oh, I'm sorely tempted to file the lot in my waste paper basket. Ah, Vali, you startled me. You wish to lend me a hand? Splendid. Would you be the dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Reverence Toll, and I haven't had the time to track them all down. The recruits would know to don their garb immediately, and some here in the Raven's Toll, and you want to report directly to Alphnode if you don't want to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organization as well as its rest organization, I suppose. Okay. Let's go and find these people. Here's one. Those who believe in this company will see no riches and are short-sighted fools. The giving of oneself is towards the investment for the future. Thus did I sign my name to the cause. These unions are a splendid idea. Once the organization has made a name for itself, then there shall be a wealth in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses. Thinking of money, I see. There's one down here. Or above me. I thought it's best to mimic my fellows here, but I admit that I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. Ah, our new uniforms. I'm reminded of my induction into the Wood Whalers. Yeah, and you betrayed them. Okay, let's go find the others. One's up there. Hello there, lass. Looking for me? Was he? I was just giving a whistle, but I'm not sure I'll hear it amongst the bustle. Oh, proper uniforms in all? This thing is cut off the blood to my head. Oh, not to worry though. I'm sure they'll be fine after making a few adjustments. Is it really? Finchar has at last retired from the adventurous life, though I shall miss his wisdom and irresponsible spirit. I'm excited to forge my own path forward. Okay, here you go. Ah yes, the uniform, thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organization is somewhat intimidating. Oh, it's new. Little Amiga could learn much from Reverend's Toll, and that time can be so alive in the midst of such cessation. Here you go. I've never worn odds quite so violent. Well, I'm sure I'll grow accustomed to it in extra cloth in time. Okay. One down here. This scarlet garb makes me a proud member of the Maelstrom and a hardy defender of Minza. Yet in truth I stand for the betterment of the realm, and I thought a new company a fine opportunity to contribute on the grander scale. Oh, now that's a striking shade of blue. Put alongside my Maelstrom uniform, my wardrobe was certainly not lacking colour. Certainly not. Do believe we met. I am Albert, and I have the honour of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Much did I lose to the command, and I look forward to aiding others in rebuilding their lives. The humans are a shrewd decision. There is no easy method to creating a common bond amongst what is essentially a band of strangers. Okay, we need one more. Alright, this person. Ah, there he is. But I don't have no gods. I did not expect to meet you strolling about town. The tales of your primal battles were what inspired me to come to Reverend's Toll. It is an honor to receive the uniform from your hands. I shall wear it with pride. Okay, let's go back to speak to Alpha Node now. Alpha Node? Yes, Violet. Tatra mentioned you were handing out new uniforms. I assume you now met the rest of the recruits. Some few answered the call to arms, by put forth through the established grand families and such. We are not yet in an army, but there is much a small corps of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I thought of the name of the company? It was my hopes that it shall soon be known as across the breadth of Eorzea. The moment in truth draws near, Violet. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement.
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one. Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
A rousing speech, Alphino. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Please, Antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were. We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready.
Okay, let's talk to Ophelia.
I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions. Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension. Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger. My thanks. I shall contact you anon. When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death. Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well? I wonder, have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans? Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidel's silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Very good. See that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let us hope that this shipment is spared the fate of the last. The winds are uncommon fierce this day.